Hey, what's up guys? So we're going to be casting this game between PIMP here in the blue at 1486 with 19,000 experience. I love how his name is Pimp and he's sporting the Pegasus picture. Anyways, he's going to be facing off versus Yaksha here in the red at 1603. Probably one of the top, I don't know, maybe one of the top 100 players right now in Dueling Network. 1600 is still pretty high right now. Player in the blue looks like he's playing some SpellBooks here, so as long as he has no spellbook cards, he reveals 3 spell cards with different names, and then he randomly adds one to his hand. And to do that on Dueling Network, you set them all face down, and your opponent selects one. What is it? It randomly selects one, and then you put the rest back to your deck. And then you can only activate one of them per turn. And then he's going to Fate. So he's hoping to add that spellbook Judgement, and I like to see what some players do against that, because basically what Judgement does is you've got to OTK them, and you know you can definitely do that. So, well, that rolling a dice also works to determine the card. Oh. So he's being a gentleman, and it's always good to flip up the cards just to show your opponent that those are the actual cards you set, because it would be very cheap to add all the cards you want, and then, you know, just set all these other different cards, and you're like, oh, no, I just had these in my hand. So he's going to summon Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, and unfortunately, Breakthrough Skills activated, so he's going to negate the effect of that monster. And then, on his turn, a player in the blue's turn, he will be able to Breakthrough Skill. What card would actually be useful in spellbooks during, like, your turn? Like, if I was playing against spellbooks, like, I'm trying to think. This card is basically used against Logi and Dolka. That's why Dolka, I believe, is in that picture. But, we'll see what he can do, because I'm trying to think. Oh, he's going to go with Spellbook of the Master. And he's going to reveal the Tower, because I believe you don't have to have a spellcaster, yeah. And he's going to go for the Judgment Day anyways. Ah, that's a bummer. Dueling Network, go! Oh, he can still attack, though. It's not as awesome as Fiendish Chain. I still find Fiendish Chain a better card. That's just my personal preference. But I've seen a lot of players already play Breakthrough Skill. And if it works for them, hey, that's cool. So, I lost track how many he used. Why wouldn't you activate Spellbook of Power? I mean, you would at least gain, you know, 1,000 attack. So, how many does he add? I haven't been keeping track, but it's a lot. Basically, you just win. Basically, what happens is, oh! Dueling Network, where you at? He main decks this. This is amazing. Hold on, let me highlight it for you. So, if your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase, you can send this card or hand to the grave for the rest of the turn. Neither player can add cards from their deck to their hand. Pretty good stuff over here. Man, that's a pretty good card. Although I still am kind of iffy on Breakthrough Skill. That's a card that I think it's player preference. Personally, I find Fiendish Chain to be a card that works very well. Oh, and he's playing some Elemental Dragon, so he's playing one of the toppest of tier decks anyways. So he's going to go for React. Is it React? And they've changed the name so many times with these guys. So he's going to be able to hopefully get out Light and Darkness Dragon. So yeah, Dueling Network, pretty good card. Wait, Reacting. Is this an optional? It is an optional effect, so technically, I mean, if you were at a tournament, you could call someone out on that. You gotta do it in the correct order. Otherwise, you have lost your opportunity. I remember back when X-Sabers were popular, people would always forget their Dark Soul searches, and I had to be like, oh, that's cool, you forgot Dark Soul? And then, like, they would wait, like, 3 turns later, and then be like, oh, wait, can I get my Dark Soul, like, from previous turns? And I'd be like, no, you need to activate it that turn. Because I, myself, always experienced forgetting Dark Soul. There was a time when I forgot Dark Soul as well. But then I started putting a dice on top of my deck to remind me that during the end phase, I should search for Dark Soul. And unfortunately, Spellbook of Fate was activated, and he banishes up to 3, and he can activate the effect to, oops, oh, that's highlighted, to banish 1 card your opponent controls. Really good stuff. But he's going to be able to activate a Super Rejuvenation. So for each dragon he's discarded. Oh, and since it is a quick play, if you add more of them, you can just start activating them. As a string, either player. Wow, that's awesome. During the end phase of every turn in which you activate, yeah, he technically activated 1. That's pretty good. Let's see. I'm trying to think if, I mean, to my knowledge, I've seen a few Elemental Dragons play, not Battle Fader, what's that card? Swift Scarecrow. If I remember right, Swift Scarecrow is an Earth, so it still works because you can, like, banish the Earth. So you can get the Pot of Greed effect from the field spell here. Pretty good stuff. Let's see how many cards he's going to be able to throw up on the field, because usually Spellbooks can OTK. Oh, there's the High Priestess. Plus the Star Hall. Oh, double Star Hall. And a Judgment. And a Maxi is activated. Okay. Oh, no. Oh, he was just revealing those to a special summon High Priestess. And since you do have to reveal it, you can chain Maxi, and you still get the draw off of High Priestess of Prophecy. Her special summon is not an inherent special summon, which means you can also Mind Crush it. That's actually one of my favorite cards, because you can Mind Crush it right out of their hand, and if they have multiples, well, it works pretty well. Although, what's with the token there? I'm a little bit confused, but okay. Well, let's see if the Spellbook player just decides, let's go all in anyways, no fear. Make that Phantom Beastcraft, because this one is generic. I don't think it requires anything like specific. It doesn't require like dragon type. If you guys didn't know on the artwork of this, it actually has like a face over here on the bottom right corner. I didn't notice that for the longest time. I just thought it was an airplane. I was like, oh, okay. But it actually is like a mech. Starholder, yeah. Gains 100 attack for each spell counter on it. What's the other effect? So when this card with spell counters is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add 1 spellcaster type monster from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the numbers of spell counters that were on this card. That's not a bad effect. But I've seen people get their spellbooks up to like, 7,000 to 8,000 attack, and at that point, they've won anyways. Like, they can just attack you once, and it's like, oh, you have Gores? Don't even worry about it, bro, because I killed you in 1 hit. But yeah, maybe we'll see a Swift Scarecrow activated. That is a card I've seen Elemental Dragons play. A player in the red probably would have had game if this went through and there was no Spellbook of Fate. So Spellbook of the Master. That card is so nasty. I feel like Spellbooks have too much search abilities. Like, they have Secrets, they have Master, they have Prophecy, Spellbook Magician of Prophecy, and another Droll and Lockbird is activated. So you can see the use of this. It definitely has its uses. The only downside with it, they still get to add that 1 card. Let me read its effect. Where is it? And if your opponent adds cards from their deck to their hand, except during the draw phase, you can send this card from your hand to the graveyard for the rest of the turn. Neither player can add. But that previous one it already adds. I wish it, like, instead of letting them add that one, it would like go to the graveyard or just banish the card that they added originally. Just because it sets up so much advantage, and like Droll Knockbird, it's still technically minus, but it's still worth it because you don't let your opponent go as plus as they would normally go. But Spellbook player should be able to finish the game off next turn. I was surprised that was it. I really expected a lot more out of that. But Droll Knockbird, it saved him. And also, he was under the effect of Max C, so maybe he just didn't want to special summon anything else. Because maybe he couldn't make it a game anyways. I mean, another Priestess wouldn't have made it game. I like how this card is in attack position with that. Oh, actually, it's got an additional 300 points of attack. So he's going to activate Stream's effect. And Let's see what he makes, because I'm actually curious to what he's going to make in this position. Big Eye is always a good card. But, you know, with that pot agree, like, he's got to pretty much game him, I would say, within the next turn. I mean, this game's going to end within the next, I'd say, 3 turns. But yeah, definitely, you can definitely see the use of Dueling Network. And that's why that card is kind of an expensive card. I like how it shows you the prices of some of these cards, even though they're not very accurate most of the time because they don't update them. At one point, there was a glitch. I don't know if it's still there. I think it's like Return Zombie. It's priced at like $13,000. And he ended up going for Big Eye. Okay. I was curious to see if you can go for like a Light and Darkness Dragon. But I think you could keep on revealing High Priestess until Light and Darkness Dragon becomes sad. Oh, he might be going for game. Let's see it. Come on, go for game. Because our Spellbook player, I would say, definitely had more control over this game, even though our playing the red negated some of the stuff. Because Dueling Network is a card you need. Those elemental dragons are so dirty. It's cool. You banish to special summon. Oh, it's cool. Go ahead and add more cards so you can go and special summon more dragons. If you guys haven't seen them, basically though, you just banish cards to special summon them. Like, what's this one? Each element, I believe, has the ability to. I can't believe we took that card. Each element has the ability to special summon itself by banishing 2 other wind monsters and or dragon type. Just because, you know, it needs to make it easier, as easy as possible. I don't understand why he's doing that. I don't know if that's the best play. It might be the best play. He can't. He doesn't have a spellbook. I'm sorry, not a spellbook, but a spellcaster on the field or in the graveyard for the effect of the Grand Spellbook Tower. So maybe, perhaps that is the reason why he is. He took the High Priestess, and then. Yeah, he didn't want to attack this, I guess. That's the reason why he went for another Big Eye. But double Big Eye in one turn is still pretty nasty. See, a Upstart Goblin activated. Maybe it's going to take longer than 3 turns, but I feel like our Elemental Dragon player can probably finish him off next turn. I mean, pretty much Spellbook player needs to throw out like High Priestess. I mean, that's the only card that actually has any attack in the deck. Oh, I mean, this has, what, 1600? And if you use Spellbook of Power, it's 26. But generally, it's their card that they make to go for damage is going to be High Priestess. That's the card you got to watch out for. He can attack over this. I mean, why not? There's no reason why you wouldn't want to at least, you know, be able to put some spellbook or spellcasters into the graveyard, even though he already has this one on the field, which is good. And he's gonna be able to actually spellbook at the master, and he's got to reveal secrets. And Spellbook Judgment Day. That card's always fair. I never felt like this card was that good. I mean, I've seen people definitely make use of it, but I feel like I think it was Jeff Jones's build. Was he playing the Toon Table build just to deck and make the deck like so fast to where you just win? Maybe he can get this thing up to so much attack where he can attack once and it just makes a game. He's gonna go for Eternity. I mean, technically, if you have 3 of these, yeah, you could do some shenanigans. Every spell book card you activate is plus 300. Look at all those counters. Oh, wait, hold on. What is that card called? There's a card called the Tempest Magician. I think you move counters and you inflict damage to each one. I don't know if he's playing at any tuners to where he can actually make use of this, but let's see how much attack he can get this up to. Because maybe taking this, And leaving it in attack position might have not been the best idea. Maybe you should have just moved it to defense position. Because 26, let me bust out my calculator here because I can't even do that because I'm awful at math. So he's got 2,600 attack plus an additional 700 plus an additional 600. So he's at 3,900 attack. That is a significant amount of attack. And yeah, that was correct for their math. And then he's going to add SpellBook of Fate. That card's really dirty. And then SpellBook of Fate is probably going to be activated immediately to get rid of Big Eye, because he obviously doesn't want Big Eye to take this. Or, well, he might distribute it anyways. But I don't think I would want to leave my field blank against Elemental Dragons. I mean, he can contribute it to add High Priestess if he wants, but like I said, leaving your field blank versus Elemental Dragon is not the best idea. So during his end phase, he will add 2? Dueling Network again. I mean, he's gone through so many cards. I'm going to add a Fate. Let's see what else he has. I mean, I can't think of anything else I would want to add. I mean, he's gone through pretty much his deck. I mean, he'd be even further through his deck if Dueling Network was not activated from a player in the red. Let's open up the Watcher chat just because. $69 is the best number. Apparently. I mean, I don't know how it's that hard. Okay, there you go. He's going to go for power, and he's going to go for priestess. And since it is during the end phase, it's still a quick play, and you can still activate it. And does this increase defense, or is it just attack? It is just attack. I like how he's like, Asian Ice isn't even playing or talking in the chat. I don't know what you're talking about. I've been here I've been here this whole time. But I want to see what our player in the red can do, because, like I said, Elemental Dragons is a deck that can definitely push for game. Like, and that's why I was like, I don't know if I would have attributed the spellbook or what is it? The Justice of Prophecy. Alright, so he's being his extra deck. But that 400 defender might become a problem because it is just there. I mean, he can run over with this, so that helps, but I feel like that actually might prevent him from being able to just OTK straight up. Well, it's not technically an OTK because he dealt 500 points of damage previously. Wait, hold on. I'm going to do some math here from last turn. So he had 16 plus... Wait, hold on. I was at 39, and if he would have attacked... Oh, it was 34. So he was slightly under game previously, because if he would have attacked this with Justice of Prophecy, our player in the red would have only had 200 life points. But... I don't know who I'm really rooting for. I mean, these are both, like, super tier 1 decks. I usually like to root for the underdog to win. Like the guy playing anti-meta, or, like, Black Wings versus, like, these tier 1 decks. So he's going to go for the Phantom Beast Craft. Ooh, and a spell with phase action. You should have realized that was there. E-Drags is... It's because E-Drags... If you want to win, you must play E-Drags. I still find Elemental Dragons to be a better deck than Spellbooks. The reason why is because I feel Spellbooks can't OTK as often as Elemental Dragons, because Spellbooks you can set up to OTK next turn, whereas Elemental Dragons just OTK straight up and be like, oh, it's cool. You can have like your 500 Spellbooks in your hand or wherever. As long as they don't have Fate down, you can just OTK them straight up. That's usually just what it comes down to. But like I mentioned before, I mean, you can special summon a lot in Elemental Dragons, so he might still be able to pull it off. And I'd be impressed if he can still pull it off. He's confused. I don't really know what's going on. All I know is... okay. Evil Swarm? Yeah, the problem with Evil Swarm is you can, what is it? The fire one. I don't think we've seen it in this game. Ooh, that's a card I have not seen before. What is that card? Dragundi Corsessa? So while this card is equipped as an equipped card to a monster, if the equipped monster destroys an opponent's monster from a battle, you can add a 1 level 4 lower monster with the same attribute as the equipped monster from your deck to your hand. Oh! A Crimson Blader was actually summoned. I didn't see the tuner. Oh! He's also a tuner! Something I did not know. And then, that was pro. That was pro. Because I still can't believe that card was actually there in Elemental Dragons. He pulled it off, but that's pretty awesome. So, if this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, your opponent cannot special summon level 5 or higher monster during their next turn. So that pretty much means you can't do anything, Spellbook player, because all your good cards, aka High Priestess, your only card, is not going to be able to be summoned. Man, this is a long duel. And he admitted defeat. Okay. Let's see, maybe... Oh! Right, because it doesn't matter, because, let's see, he left that card with 500 attack in attack position, and on top of that, Justice of Prophecy would have 1600 plus 900 plus 800, and that'd be 3300 attack, plus Spellbook of Power would have boosted her up to 4300. That's kind of unfortunate. At first I was like, no, our player on the right, he's got this. He's doing good. He can make a comeback here, but unfortunately the library with 5 bajillion, well actually 10 counters almost on each one, boosting it up by that much attack is pretty dirty. But anyways, thanks for watching. Asian Eyes signing out.